So as an agency, your real competition isn't other agencies. It's your prospects taking the work in-house. Now, a lot of agencies overlook this. They think they're competing against other agencies, so they try and compete on deliverables or results, that kind of thing, which is quite important. So, yeah, include that in your pitch or in your marketing. But don't forget and don't overlook the fact that these prospects are thinking about bringing things in-house. Maybe not now, maybe in the future, maybe they've done it before, and maybe they're thinking about doing it again. So you need to really demonstrate why bringing an agency is a better option. And there's loads of reasons to do this, but it's not obvious to some brands or to some prospects out there. So you can demonstrate how easy it is to plug in your agency. So, from day one, they're going to get a team of people working on their projects. They're going to get a team of people that are trained. They're not going to have to wait to hire someone. They don't have to wait for someone to finish the notice or anything like that. So you need to demonstrate you're a plug-in team. You're like in-house, but you're just remote, or you're off-site, and you're still speaking by Slack. You're still speaking by email. You're accessible. You're on the end of the phone. The other element of an agency, which has a lot of advantages over in-house, is economies of scale. So one brand or one end user client, they need to get the software, they need to get the resource, they need to get the staff, they need to buy resources, and as one brand, you've only got so much buying power unless you're a really, really huge brand. As an agency, you might have many, many clients. So the economies of scale means that your buying power becomes a lot higher, which means you get things for cheaper. It means you can buy one piece of software, share it across many clients. It becomes cheaper. So as an agency, your costs are actually lower to do the work. If you're doing stuff in-house, your costs are higher. So there's one thing to demonstrate as well. And also, this goes back to the first point, like a plug-in agency. But also, once the agency's plugged in, you've got to demonstrate how easy it would be to scale up and down. Because as an agency, you can hire people fast. You can put more resource onto things fast. So giving them that freedom of if you get really, really busy, we can just put more resource on it. No worries. And in the same way, you can reduce work as well. It's not going to hurt you so much to move your resource to other projects, because you're an agency, you've got lots of clients, right? For in-house, when they're hiring people, if they get really busy, they need to scramble around hiring more people. If they hit a recession or an industry storm, something bad happens in the industry, they need to let people go. That's not a very pleasant time either, so they've got to sack people. And if they're an agency, they won't have to deal with any of this. They could just go, right, we need more work, or we need less work, or we don't need you for a little while. We want to pause for a month or two. That's also a lot more acceptable and a lot less destructive than in-house scaling up or down. So there's no hiring needed, no training needed. We've already done this point in the plug-in point. So you haven't got to hire an agency. You haven't got to go through a hiring process or wait for notice. You haven't got to train them. They have their own SOPs. They're built in. They know exactly what to do. They've got their own SOPs. You can demonstrate to them there's no stress. You focus on what you do. So if your client sells shoes, they shouldn't be worried about SEO. They shouldn't be worried about paid marketing. All their team should be bothered about creating the best shoe, selling the best shoe. It just makes no sense for them to build an in-house team that are focusing on specifics in marketing, such as paid or social or development, whatever it is your agency does. And also, this ties into a lot of the other points, but it's more financially efficient. Like it just makes more sense. The downsides of this from a client's point of view is control. Now, if you can demonstrate that you're transparent and you give all the details of what you're doing, when you're doing it, what you've worked on, how you do things, your methodology, there's no reason for this control to be an issue. If they want things done in their own little way, you may have some flexibility to work in their preferences too. So this is just an example of how we do it at Fat Joe, because at Fat Joe, yeah, we've got competition, but again, in my head, like our clients are agencies, and agencies are much more likely to bring stuff like link building and content in-house. So, to me, our biggest threat is not of a link building agencies or of a content agencies. It's the clients, it's the agencies building in-house teams of SEOs or content writers, which I can see why some agencies at a certain size do it, but if you're a mid-sized agency, the whole focus should be on getting clients and building strategy. The highest leverage point in an agency is strategy. Everything else is like almost a commodity, like link building is a commodity, content's a commodity. There's no point bringing that in-house. You need just to find a reliable, consistent, high-quality supplier like Fat Joe, and then it makes sense financially from a strategy point of view. So we say, if you got, we do this based on 10 clients wanting 10 links each every month. And we just do this on link building, but it works across content, it works across even video and other services too. So for a six-person team, you need SEO specialists, content writers, 150 grand for the SEO specialists, 90 grand for the content writers. That's 3 of each. The recruitment cost, I've really put it low there at 10 grand. Computers cost, overheads in general. SEO tools, 50 grand. We spend upwards of 100 grand, so this is conservative as well. And this is for 120 links monthly link production, cost 318 grand. Whereas if you use Fat Joe, you wouldn't need any SEOs, you wouldn't need any content writers, you wouldn't need recruiters, computers, overheads, no SEO tools needed for this link building element. And maybe you'd hire a strategist, but this falls out of the deliverable side of things. The annual cost will be less than 200 grand, 187. And then we've got a cost per link here. So our average cost per link is $130. With doing it, doing it in-house, an agency might be 221.18 cents. And so the savings would be $131,000. And then there's some other things here. Headaches, question mark. Hire in-house team, does it bring headaches? Maybe. Sick days? Maybe. People leaving, you have to hire more people. Training, you need to bring them all into your SOPs. With Fat Joe, we bring all our own SOPs. We plug into your system basically, and there's no need for any training. There's no need to SOPs or anything like that. We just deliver the links based on your inputs. So this is how we do it, but for a traditional agency who's going after end clients, that it's still the same, and it's even more of a sell. It's more attractive to any end client. For example, the shoemaker, the company that sells shoes. This sell is easy, and if you're demonstrating this, you become even more attractive, I think, than your competitors who are trying to compete on, we'll get you this result or that result, or we do this many links or whatever. You're saying, look how easy we're going to make it for you. We're going to make you have less headaches, less stress. All your SEO stuff, or whatever, if it's paid as well, all your SEO and paid stuff, don't have to think about it ever again, because we're going to sort it. We're going to send you a nice little report every week on what's been going on, and you're going to have a really happy life selling shoes. So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. We talk about this stuff quite a lot inside the community, scalers.so. So go to scalers.so and join today, and you'll get access to the classroom, the community, and I'll see you inside.